Hi, I'm Gary Lane.
And I'm Larry Lane.
And welcome to Meet the Biz.
Hey, this is Trisha here in the Twinzzone. Get it?
Thank you.
Hey everybody, you're watching Sherry Shepherd on the Twinzzone.
We are in the Twinzzone with Mary Hart. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I like being in the Twinzzone. Like, I could buy you guys an apartment building. I am such a cougar. Such a cougar moment.
Start to sweat. You guys look like beautiful. I don't know how you're doing it out here.
This is Vanna White, and you're on the Twinzzone.
My mama warned me about twins.
We are with Jasmine Sanders, and you are in the Twinzzone.
I love it.
We love Vanna White.
Well, let me get in between
You
you guys.
are beautiful. Look.
Beautiful.
Oh,
We
man,
are
it
with
was so
Gladys Knight, and we're in the
Yes, we
Twinzzone.
are.
We have you. We have been on that midnight train to Georgia anytime, and you've taken the world on that train.
Thank you so much.
So we just.
We are gonna have fun today because yes, we are, because we have Gary and Larry here, and I'm just gonna get off of me and do the gallery. There they are.
Hi. Hello, everybody.
It's been too long.
I know we're all on lockdown and trapped away from the world right now.
I know, but it's good.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm this thing is keeping me sane, so to say. Because
You're zooming us in, so we appreciate it. I wish Jerry was here. We love Jerry, so we'd love to have her in.
well, that's how I met you, right?
Yes,
Jerry.
Jewell.
She keeps me breathing. I mean, she really
She's
does.
so good. I'm loving her because we loved her book anyway, but hearing her read her book is amazing.
It's even better.
We watch it every day.
I know, right? And how I love how she gets off the book and starts talking to her cat. And the
That's the
neighbor.
fun of it.
What?
That's the fun of it.
I know, right? That's the best part. So tell me, the Twinzzone.
Yes. So I actually started with a company called Pop Rap, like a media outlet, and I would just go on all these red carpet things, and he would come with me, and everybody would always notice, oh my God, you got a twin. And I was like, yeah, he's my lighting guy, and I'd always make a joke, but then it just kind of turned into, why are we doing that? Why don't we start Twinzzone? And then we're both doing the interviews.
So we came up with the logo, and the rest is history.
Yeah, I mean, we've had fun, and because we're twins, we're always comfortable. I think the only person that would makes us nervous when we interview her is Dolly. But we've interviewed, Eva Longoria, Glenn Close, anybody like that doesn't make us nervous. Most of them have never been interviewed by twins, so they're automatically having fun with it.
Yeah, their twinterview.
Yeah, it's a twinterview.
Well, your so-called package. You know how to package yourself.
Yes, and we've always been able to brand ourselves. The twin thing makes us unique. We always tell people there's something about you that makes you unique. You've got to find out what that is and use that to chase after your dreams and pursue your dreams and never give up on your dreams.
Ours is being twins, so we definitely use
and we
it.
step on each other a lot.
All the time.
We'll step on a line, but we keep going.
When you first said that, I saw a foot on somebody's head.
Yes.
Oh my God. What is a memory that each of you have, the first memory that you could remember about your brother?
I think my first memory was my mom. Well, I remember a little bit, but I locked him in the dryer. So I actually had pushed him in the dryer. And when my mom came in, I was on the dryer hitting the buttons. And I don't know how
Trying to turn me on.
I was
so
trying
I'd
to spin him because I knew something made it go. But she just thought I was just playing on the dryer. And then she heard him knocking, trying to get out. And then she grabbed me and spanked me. But yeah,
that was back when you could spank your child for doing something wrong. And putting me in the dryer and trying to turn me on definitely warranted a spanking.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And mine would probably be, I don't really remember it, but I know it's the coming home from the hospital story where I was crying nonstop. And my mom, my grandmothers, no one could figure out what was wrong with me. And so my dad was like, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call the hospital. So he called the hospital and was asking, was everything all right with me today? And someone thought to ask the nurses, well, who fed Larry today? And both nurses raised their hand.
So
who fed Gary? Nobody. So I was starving to death. So that was probably my first memory that I have to fight for things.
And now you go to therapy for eating disorders.
And that, no, not that bad, but yeah, so
it was a good memory.
Yeah, no, those are amazing. You know, I just thought of that, you know, before I came on the show, and I said,
that was a good question, Barbara Walters.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. What is your, I mean, you have interviewed so many people, and I'm excited to hear. So you still get nervous interviewing Dolly?
We still get nervous. There's just something about her. She's just like such a presence. And we've met her. We've had photos with her. We've interviewed her for this new documentary. She's right there on Life. Look at her. Yep. Bigger than life. But there's just something about it. She's just so glowing and just so warm.
She's a presence.
She's a presence, and you feel it. But I would probably say, other than her, the best interview I love, we got Glenn Close last year at the Critics' Choice Awards when she was up for The Wife, and she was just everywhere. So we had like such a great interview because she had done the speech at the Golden Globes about her mom, and it was just an amazing speech. So we brought up the speech, and she goes, we have to call our moms and love our moms. And then at the end,
I'll let you tell the tagline, because at the end we always get them to say, this is so and so in the Twin Zone.
So we get them to always say, this is so and so in the Twin Zone, because it's just part of our catch.
Yeah.
And so she goes, Oscar winner, she goes, this is Glenn Close in the time zone. And you can't correct her. You can't correct her because she's Glenn Close. So we just forever have that memory. So.
Well, maybe it was a subliminal something about time and space.
It was good. We still took the interview, and she didn't stop for a lot of people. So the fact that that's another thing, because we're twins. We've had Angela Bassett, Eva Longoria. We watched them coming down the line, and they'll just be dodging people because they might not be going to do a lot of media. And then we get them with that Southern twin thing, and they come right over.
Oh, twins. So, but Dolly to this day still calls us the Twinny Zone. The Twinny Zone. Yeah, she goes, oh, it's the Twinny Zone.
Yeah, because we got her in London for the opening of the 9 to 5 musical over there. And she goes, oh, here's my Twinny Zone all the way across the pond. So,
and your heart goes like this.
Oh, yeah. And then she told us happy birthday on camera. So there's just certain moments with her that are just, you know, blessings. And she's part of this new documentary we're working on. So we just couldn't have dreamed it.
Right. Well, talking about that documentary, that was one of my favorite movies growing up.
Everybody. It was like one of our first movies that we remember.
Yeah, really. And what about 9 to 5 sort of went, hi, guys?
Well, I just think, like everybody else, for one, we've never seen women carrying a picture. So we remember knowing that this was all women in this movie, and then every once in a while this guy would float in that they were chaining up from the ceiling and dumping in the trunk. But you know, that was one thing. And
it was also Dolly's first movie, so you'd heard her singing, but you never really saw her in a movie on the big screen, so that was a big draw.
And our parents loved her before that movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that was probably one of our first memories, because our parents loved Dolly, so we always had Kenny and Dolly and all the old country artists playing in our house. So then when she was in a movie at 5 years old, we couldn't go to the movies unless they took us. So our parents wanted to see her in her first movie. So that's how we got to see 9 to 5.
Oh, I love that. I love it.
Our mom would probably say, don't tell people we took you to see that movie at 5 years old, because it's got, you know, it's got some storylines in there that might not be for 5-year-olds, but we enjoyed it.
Well, I think I went to Saturday Night Fever at 11. So
there you go.
Guessing.
We saw the Blue Lagoon about 13.
Ah.
Yeah, but that's part of the documentary, is because in that movie in 1980, Jane Fonda created the idea, and they hit on a lot of things like equal pay for women, sexual harassment in the workplace, a lot of things that were not in the mainstream, and you know, sexual harassment wasn't even defined when that movie came out. Right. So it was really on the forefront of a lot of issues and trying to make a lot of change for women. But then a couple of years ago, when they started talking about the sequel, I was like, well, gosh, that's a lot that's happened between, for 40 years.
And it's still relevant.
And it's still relevant. So we kind of came at it as we wanted to interview the people that were in the original movie. We wanted to interview the TV show cast, the musical cast, and just show the life of 9 to 5 for 40 years. But then through talking to a really good friend of mine, Camille Hardman, she was like, there's a whole women's movement that started. And now if you look at 40 years later, all those issues still aren't changed. The Equal Rights Amendment is still not ratified. They still don't have equal job advancement. There's still plenty of sexual harassment. So all of these issues, it's turned into now a movement piece. And we've got everybody involved. We've interviewed all of the musical cast, including Allison Janney. We've recorded the TV cast, which had Rita Moreno, which she's an EGOT, and she played Violet Newstead. And then we've interviewed all the originals.
And it's the 40-year anniversary, and it's the 100-year anniversary this year that the women got the right to vote. So there's just a lot of signs that pointed to yes.
Well, I saw the trailer, and it looks amazing.
Oh my gosh, I wish you could see it now, because see, that was just like a pit sizzle. So now we've got Jane in there, Jane Fonda. We just got our interview with Dabney Coleman before COVID shut the world down.
At the end of February.
Now our new trailer will have Dabney in there. So we're so excited to have the 4 originals in there.
I love it. I love it.
So,
and
we're working at it.
Well, you guys are so brilliant. I mean, you started off modeling, acting. Is that
Fear Factor, reality?
We want a lot of reality shows to pay our rent. We risk and endanger our lives. Wipe Out, Fear Factor to pay our rent.
Were you like in high school? Did you? Did you do baseball and did
we played basketball? We were really heavy in high school. We were like 230 pounds, so the most we could do was basketball.
So, but we didn't really do too many sports. But then when we did try to get into the modeling and stuff, we started trying to work out and working on ourselves. So that helped us a lot. But now we really love making the documentaries. We love doing the Twinzzone. So we found 2 really good niches that we love. So this downtime right here with COVID, we've been editing and
very productive.
Well, the way you do documentaries, because I saw, I believe your first one, Hollywood to Dollywood.
Yes.
Like, okay, let's go. You go into a movie, you don't know what to expect. And afterwards, I was speechless afterwards because it's so good. Whenever I go to a movie and I can't speak after, I know that it really affected me.
And you came with Jerry.
I did.
Yes. I remember, because we always would do the Q&As, and it was always great when we had friends and family, people in the audience that we knew. Because, when you and Jerry were there and you don't know what to expect. And then, you've had a lot of those friends that invite you to something. You're like, oh, God, here we go. But so then when our friends come up and they're like, oh, my God, I was so happy with it. It was such a journey. And wait a minute. The funny thing was we premiered at Outfest here in L.A. and it sold out like 600 seats. It was in the big DGA theater. So we sold it out. So Leslie Jordan was there and a couple of people that were in it. Beth Grant was there. So they were all sitting there. And Leslie's like, no, don't be upset at the end because, at a film festival, they have to run and jump in the next film. And, sometimes they leave early. He's like, so a lot of people will probably leave after the question and answer. So after before the question and answer, a lot of people leave and go on to the next one. So they already announced that we were there and we were going to do a big Q&A with the whole cast. So literally when they announced it, nobody got up and moved. And Leslie said, oh, honey, you took these people on a journey. It was so funny. We were waiting for people to get up and leave.
No, who was the one person that left and apologized?
Oh, it was Mama.
Mama.
Mama, the big drag queen. And she only left because she had to go introduce another movie. She was like the film festival.
She said, honey, I wanted to stay for that Q&A because I loved that movie. It was really fun.
Yeah, so nice. We were excited. And Dolly let us use 15 songs in that documentary, which is just unheard of. We almost couldn't believe it. I mean, there were licensing fees and things that had to be paid, but to get 15 of her songs was amazing.
Yeah. And you edited that as well.
Well, John Lavin, he was helping us direct on that one. So John, he did a lot of the editing for that. We had probably, because it was on the road filming, we had about 80 hours of footage that got cut into 81 minutes.
So we could have made 7 documentaries. It was fun.
I love it. Well, what's so good about your films, and I can't wait to see the new one.
Still working 9 to 5.
Still working 9 to 5. Is that you don't just make a documentary. It has so many levels to it. It's like I used to collect soundtracks, and the soundtracks like John Barry And I mean, there's so many wonderful composers, but did you hear the soundtrack to Body Heat? I don't know if you've heard that one.
So you're gonna have me pull it up now.
You're gonna listen to Body Heat. Oh my God, it's like the levels of it, and your films remind me of something like that has so much in it and so many levels that you just get lost in it, and it takes you on a ride.
Well, the one thing about it, I really feel like, of course, the 15 songs from Dolly drove that Hollywood Dollywood, but with this one, I don't know if a lot of your viewers might watch Songland on NBC. It's a new show, but anyway, Shane McAnally, he's just a genius songwriter. So we interviewed him in Nashville for the documentary, and he's also creating new music for the documentary with unknown sources that we can't say, but they live in Nashville, and we've mentioned them several times on this podcast.
We're nervous to interview them.
Are going to create new music for the project, so we can't even wrap our head around it. We're just trying to edit and stay in our little documentary lane, and the music is taking on a whole new world soundtrack.
Wow.
Yes, so we're excited.
I love this. I put out to the students, because we're here at Performing Arts Studio West and the Meet the Biz program, as well as YouTube Land. And we have a question from one of our students, Lanzarote. Yes, Lanzarote Records. And to Gary, he says, now this is, when did you want to be an actor? And did you be an actor?
When did I want to be an actor?
I know the answer.
I know, hang on. Early on, this is to Gary, so Larry has to remain silent. So Larry, put your head down. Okay, so, well, the one thing we noticed early on was being twins. Everybody would always, when we were out with our parents, they'd notice we were twins. So we were always a little bit on display. And our mom's like, sometimes y'all would work out little skits and y'all do little things and, shimmy for the people because they were noticing we were twins. So I think that would be the first, inkling. But then being from North Carolina, there was a Pepsi commercial, national, because it originated in New Bern, North Carolina. So for the 100-year anniversary, they were going to cast all North Carolina people for a big bicentennial commercial. So we got cast in it, and that was the first big thing where everybody saw us. And I think when people recognized us, that was kind of like we'd been bit by it, and we pursued it.
It was fun.
We pursued it really hard after that.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Now, Lanzarote also had a question for Larry.
Thank you.
What is your what is your second favorite type of music? He said, I think country music is your favorite.
Country would be our favorite, and then probably like pop and rock. So I like that. We've never really been into like hard rock or like rap. And we'll say that right out there. Yeah. That's not going to be on the Still Working 9 to 5 soundtrack. We grew
if you were going to tell the class how to follow your dreams, how would you go about that?
If you were going to follow your dreams, first of all is to know what the dream is and recognize it, and then you have to plan for what's going to help that dream come true. What we did is when we decided we wanted to be actors, we were living in North Carolina. We were working some in Wilmington on productions like Dawson's Creek and things like that. But we had to move, and that's a hard thing to have to leave your family that you've grown up with. And we went up to New York for 1.5 years. And by doing that, we got on a film called Zoolander, and Ben Stiller created characters for us, which actually got us into the union, which is not easy to do. So we had made.
We were with Mr. Steve Wishnoff, who is a fellow friend, on Zoolander, and we worked on overnights for like 2 weeks in New York, right on the harbor. And we actually got in that movie with Steve, and we got featured and got SAG. So we were there with him.
Back to the question, I would say you have to make some sacrifices. He's totally trying to derail me, but I'm staying here for the class. So you have to make some sacrifices. It's not always easy, but you have to just really focus on it, plan for it, and lay it out, and it's going to make it a lot better.
May I share, brother?
Yes, you may, Larry.
I would also say, even if your dream, if you have to put it on pause, always remember your dream. And a lot of people get discouraged. They're like, oh, I have to go get a job. I'm never going to make it. just always keep it in your mind and always just keep focusing on it. And even if you have to go back to it, it'll be there for you.
I agree. I concur.
Okay, Larry, what is your biggest joy?
I think my biggest joy would be just, taking care of our mom, being able to be blessed and help our mom right now because she's in North Carolina, and just, be with our family, being able to travel. And we've gotten very lucky. We've done great things, but we've gotten to see the world. And I just love that. I love just being alive. I love being active. I love getting up in the morning and making your day valuable.
Gary, what is your biggest joy?
He scooped me. Well, I'm going to say, as far as the filmmaking and like what you said about how when you and Jerry came to Hollywood to Dollywood. So to me, like creating things like that people find inspiration and can relate to their own story, putting that out into the world is things that I really enjoy. That's my joy. And I'm really feeling like this new project, and like I said, we're editing nonstop, and it's really going to be ready to hit when everything gets back to normal. I feel like it can be one of those movement pieces that can help bring some change that we need.
Yes. God, that's good.
Thank you.
You're
good.
Oh. I'm learning. I'm having fun with the family,
Awesome. That's right. Friends have to help you get through everything. So that's why we go on and support Jerry. We're all supposed to support and love each other.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can't wait till we all are finished and all out of this COVID thing so we can all have one big group hug.
Yes, we need a big barbecue afterwards.
And a big movie night. We need to all go back to the movies.
Yeah. Last question.
Okay.
We'll start with you this time, Gary.
Thank you.
Save the best for last.
Oh, I have to say, whenever I see you guys, it reminds me, not that I have to be reminded that I have a brother, but it reminds me how special and important it is to have that special bond. And I feel so lucky. So when I see the two of you, I always think of my brother. So thank you. I know you didn't do anything, but just, you know what I'm saying about that.
Yeah, we have to get along. We live together, we work together. We have an older brother and he's in North Carolina. So we love our brother. We're my three sons, and we've always got along. And you kind of have to, and not everybody does, but you don't get that blessing that often in your life. So you really should reach out and embrace those people if you're not talking right now, and because you can be a support system, especially later in life.
Yeah, brothers, sisters,
Family.
Gary, your biggest dream?
My biggest dream is to continue to make documentary films and hopefully one day win an award for them, because then I will know that a lot more people will see that project.
Larry, your biggest dream?
I would say right now is, again, just keep taking care of our mom. But I think right now with what we're working on, I think my biggest dream, or one of them, would be on the bucket list, because Dolly's never gotten an Oscar, and I know she's going to write a great song for us. So if that song could get nominated and she win, that would be a massive dream, because we'd be right there to see it.
But again, we're not allowed to say her name yet and what she's doing. So
allegedly,
Kathy Griffin.
Well, yeah. Thank you both.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, you're the best, David. We appreciate you so much always.
Well, it's we've been wanting to have you come to Performing Arts, and I know you get so busy. So this is the perfect way, right into our living rooms.
Yes, and to the class we say, chase your dreams and never give up on your dreams.
And congratulations to you, because this is absolutely amazing. So it's gonna mean a lot.
In the late 70s, women were making 59 cents to every dollar a man made.
Sexual harassment all over the place. No question of any equal pay. No question of promotion.
Working 9 to
women work because they have to. And they are getting angry, and they're beginning to organize all around the country, and I support them, and I'm going to make a movie.
Jane was asked, are you lighting a fire under the desks in the offices of America? And she said, no. Secretaries are lighting those fires, and we are just fanning the flames.
Oh, I mean, I got some flack working with Jane, being such a radical gal. It was the feminist movement, and a lot of people had an attitude about that.
In the 1980s, feminism was a hot word. There was a huge backlash against the women's movement, and it was used as a weapon against women's equality.
The movie 9 to 5 is a message movie, a little heavy-handed in my estimation.
Do you?
Yeah.
Think so?
Well, I'm a very active feminist.
Even though it's a screwball comedy, highlight the inequities that women face in the workplace.
Deep message of womanhood and
Revolution.
sexism
and injustice.
Girl power.
Make us equal, but still with a joke and a wink.
You never know what's going to be hit, and the fact that it was almost like a protest movie of a sort, but it did touch a nerve. It did resonate with enough people.
It was a revelation to a lot of people that 3 women could hold a movie.
Yes, yes! Stand up for yourselves, and I loved that message.
9 to 5 changed my life. It changed the office, bosses, women office workers, but not enough has changed.
My Lord, it's 40 years now, and it's still important.
Thousands of women are using 2 words on social media. Hashtag #MeToo.
Me too.
Me too. Me too. Me too. Me too.
The environment towards women still hasn't changed in so many respects.
Makes me sad that it's taken 40 years to get a little bit farther along and then scoot back again. And that's why telling strong women's stories is so important, because this has got to stop.
We're still having the same conversation about equal pay.
Which means keep telling the story.
Keep talking about it and talking about it and talking about it.